All right.
So our next one is Jocelyn, correct?
Correct. The leading woman.
What a hottie. And she was a smoke in that movie. I can't tell you the original actress's name.
Shannon Sosamon.
Oof. And was she in anything else that you could really remember?
40 Days and 40 Nights with Josh Hartnett.
Okay. Yeah, she's an absolute smoke. And I think she played the role nice. She's a softer type, quieter, but has just a really amazing looks. And so I'm going to say a name here, and you've already heard me say this name several times in the podcast, and even prior to the podcast, Wayne and I were talking. And so hopefully you've already Googled her or you've seen her, Wayne, but it is Anya Taylor-Johnson. Mm-hmm. So the first time I saw her was in the movie Split. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen Split, no.
Oh, man, absolutely recommend it. He crushed that role. I'm trying to think of the actor, but he also plays Professor X in...
oh, yeah, James McAvoy. I'm familiar that it's an M. Night Shyamalan, and it got really rave reviews, and they've done 3 of them, because Unbreakable, Split, and Mr. Glass. Yeah,
they tried to tie it after the success of this one. They're like, oh, well, I guess we should try and tie in like the other ones, and they made like Mr. Glass, whatever. But Split was fantastic. McAvoy was amazing. But one of the female leads in this movie, or really the female lead, is Anya Taylor-Johnson. And she has some really unique looks, but I think that she would fit the role looks wise. And then she's also been in Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Not sure if you've seen that, Wayne. Definitely recommend that as well. Even if you're not a chess player, a chess fan, it's a great short series, and she actually won an award for it. And she's in the trailer for the movie that we were speaking about earlier in our show. Is it Last Night in Soho or One Night in Soho?
Last Night.
Last Night in Soho. So she's in that trailer. So recommend to anybody who hasn't seen her to familiarize yourself with her face, because she's definitely getting herself more and more roles. This is probably one of my biggest stars so far, along with, Kristen Stewart. But Anya Taylor-Johnson is a shooting star at this point. And I think that looks-wise, she'd kill it. Her roles that she has played, she's quiet but also captivating. So I think that she'd kill this.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check her out in movies like Split, and I know you said the chess one. I actually do like chess.
Queen's Gambit. It was like a 6 to 8 part series. Absolutely worth your time. If you have Netflix, go through it. And it's not all about chess, but it's not a true story, but it had me and my mom at the edge of my seat, and I was like, I wouldn't have thought this prior to hit and play. But she crushes it.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check it. And I know that obviously in the preview that I've seen her, that's the one thing I've seen her, and she is very pretty, and that's mainly the thing that this role requires, is somebody that William is going to go out of his way to try to win the affection of.
And I think it's not just like in your face pretty, like you had mentioned in the past with some roles. I think it was on one of the Breakfast Club roles. It's not in your face pretty. I think for Jocelyn, she's got like that unique. Some of her features, especially like in her face or like her cheekbones, it's just something about her. It didn't scream, I'm hot, but it was like, ooh, man, she's captivating. And so that's something that led me to my choice.
Yeah, I found that she was very almost exotic looking, like an Angelina Jolie, like a young Angelina Jolie, like something about.
Absolutely agree.
The dark complexion, dark eyes, very pretty, like you said, just stunning, great smile. I actually went, and I know I went different than who I had originally had way back when we did this, because I've been watching Mr. Robot. I've watched 4 seasons of Mr. Robot now, which I love, by the way. I'm sad that it's over. But the character in there who plays Johanna Wellix, now this is Tyrell Wellix's wife, is just absolutely beautiful. Her name is Stephanie Corneliuson. She's 34, but she could easily play 23, 24. She's very young looking. And when I put them side by side, which I'll do obviously on Twitter and Instagram, you'll see the side by side. She looks so much like Shannon Sosamon, a little bit older, but still has that exotic look. The eyes, like like a little bit bigger eyes. You know how that is? That type of thing. The lips are a little bit more full. This complexion is darker. It's not
it's just light, the subtle things,
little things, and so she looks very, very, very similar. And just the way that she played her role in Mr. Robot, she was very strong, extremely strong, actually, very independent. And I think you're going to need that as this character as well.
I haven't seen the show. I know that show originally started and had was it Remy Malek in it, and now
Yes.
it has a transition to Christian Slater fully now, or
Oh, it's done. They did 4 seasons and it's over.
oh, okay,
But it was both of them throughout the whole series.
okay, and it's like a spyware, like more technology driven, right?
Yeah, so Rami Malek is a hacker, and the whole plan from season 1 is that they're going to. There's this corporation called Evil Corp, which is like Walmart, Disney, pick your poison, Amazon, right? And basically, they own everything. They own cell phones, laptops, they own banks, they do loans. And what they're going to do is they're going to completely, with malware, corrupt Evil Corp, and Evil Corp is going to lose all the money and all the information that they have with people who are in debt to them, and they're calling it just a technological revolution, right?
Okay.
And so that's how it starts. And then there's like, season 2, 3, there's the consequences of their action. What is step 2 in this process? Because the world's falling apart now that the economy's crumbling, and it's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't watched it prior, but I do enjoy Remy Malek, and I mean, obviously, Christian Slater has, a resume that's older than me, so something worth watching, I'm sure. That wasn't meant to be like a bad thing. I just know the guy's been in things since prior to me being alive.
Yeah, he's great in it. I like him a lot. I don't know if you watched Ozark with Jason Bateman.
Oh, yeah.
I did. Okay, so very similar character.
All up to date on that.
Right, so a very similar character. In fact, I did an Instagram post where I said if you switched Jason Bateman and Christian Slater in these 2 roles, they would still be exactly the same because their characters are so similar.
Yeah, I saw you post that, and I want to be like, I'm in Ozark for Ruthie.
All right.